Good morning, welcome. My name is Dina. I'm a freshly graduated software developer working at Bell. And today I will be showing you how to build your portfolio with Cursor in under 30 minutes. Now, my AI journey started fairly recently, to be honest. I'm just getting started learning about machine learning, Gen AI, but when I stumbled across Cursor, I knew that there were many things to do with it. And since, we have soft talks, tech talks here, I figured, yes, this is a tech talk. Why not bring both of them and help you build something that maybe you can use to apply for a job or an internship, or just a portfolio if you want to showcase your work. So this is what we'll be doing today. So disclaimer, I know I said a bit of a mix of soft and tech talk, but since this is a tech talk, I won't be going too much into detail as to what is a portfolio, what's a great portfolio, and really how you can make yours shine even brighter. We're just going to be using Cursor today, an AI code editor to help make it easier to build a product that is viable and that you can share for whatever occasion you want. So to do so, I'll just introduce Cursor to you quickly before we have a brainstorming session. So I want us to be building this portfolio together so we can have something that looks like what you would want to make, and so that you can see how your input gets brought to life. After that, we can have our little demo before going over the key takeaways of our session and our 5-minute Q&A at the end. So what is Cursor? As I said, it's an AI code editor that was created in 2023 by the company Anysphere. It is available on Mac, Linux, Windows, uses different AI models like GPT-4o or Claude 3.5 Sonnet, and also allows a quick and easy integration with GitHub, GitLab, or even Bitbucket. You'll see in the demo, it looks a lot like Visual Studio Code. That's because Cursor is a Visual Studio Code fork. So if you use on coding there, you will not be disoriented. It looks the same. You can even import your extensions and your themes, so it looks more like what you're used to. So now for some features that I like about Cursor. So I really like the generation, of course, with AI. You can just enter a simple description or request, and it's able to build a full app from it. So it makes you a lot more productive, and it helps you also for things you maybe don't understand. And for your request, you can even specify the context of it. So it has a very good understanding of your workspace, where if you include screenshots, Git commits, or just even regular files of code, it's going to be able to use it to build your workspace context and give you the best answer that you want. Now, finally, it has also a very smart code review. So if you're writing code and let's say you're making a mistake, you wrote an error, that can happen, Cursor will just pick it up and tell you the ways you can fix it. You can even chat with it if you want. So that was very quick, I know, but let's go into our brainstorming session. So like I said, I want us to create this portfolio together. So this is where I ask you guys, what kind of portfolio would you want? So I guess to get started, I know I said I won't go too much into portfolio, but is everyone familiar with what is a portfolio and what it does? I'm saying some head shakes, no. Yes. To make it very simple, think of your portfolio as some kind of online CV. It's really your CV online, not kind of like LinkedIn, but more like you have your own page where you showcase your work, you talk about yourself, and you just share your experience. So that is pretty much what a portfolio is. So with that in mind, what kind of job would you like us to create a portfolio for? Is it for a UX designer, a software developer? The floor is yours. Software developer? Yes. We have a lot of software developers here. Yeah. Or people studying to become software developers. That's also good. So yeah, we can go with that. Hey, I'm a software developer too, so yeah, we can definitely go with that. For the sections, are we keeping it classic? Sorry, so an about me section, showcasing projects. That looks good. Yeah. Now the fun part, design. What vibe do you want your portfolio to give? Are we looking for something that's simple, minimalist, maybe more colorful. What's something you would like? Colorful? Yeah. Let's not make it depressing and just gray and like pink. Yeah, we can do pink for sure. Yeah, let's go. Let's make a pink one. Yeah. Okay, so we'll be building a portfolio for a software developer. We're using just the classic sections. It's going to be able to know what the classic sections are, and we're making it colorful pink. So let's get started. So yeah, if you build things with Visual Studio Code, you're already familiar with this. So I won't go too much into detail, but really what's going to be used right now, we're just going to create a project. So open our project. We can just say, I don't know, WTM 2025 portfolio. That's not how you write portfolio. There you go. All right, we'll just open this folder. And yeah, once again, Visual Studio Code. We are very familiar with this. So just in case not everyone is familiar with this, so yeah, this is our AI, this is our code editor. We're going to be, well, not today, not writing code, but let's just say that here, this part, if I'm not showing too much, this part is where we'll have our files. So that's just our tree, our path, and everything. If you're using any kind of like GitHub, GitLab, this is where you can like initialize your repository, and so you can push and pull your code and commit and everything. And here is the part we're here for today. This is where we're going to be able to chat with Cursor. So you can see here we have different modes. So we have the agent, the ask, and the edit. Edit, you can just ask it to edit your code. Ask is just really just a chat. You and Cursor, if you have any questions on like, oh, I don't understand this part, can you explain it to me? This is where you'll be able to do so. The agent one is, in my opinion, the more fun one. This is where you tell Cursor, hey, I want to do this, do that, please do so yourself. And it's going to be able to create the files by itself. You don't even have to do anything else, just watch it go. And the only thing where it will require your input is if it needs to run commands in the terminal. So that's what we're going to be showing. So to go quick, I'll do like 2 versions of the portfolio. I'll do like a simple one with like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and one that requires like a Next.js app so that we can see like what kind of things Cursor can build. All right, so I am going to do one-hand typing. All right, so this is where we create our prompt. This is probably the most important thing you can do right now, because the way your prompt is written is going to either make or kill the request. So we're just going to keep it simple and just say what we want. So we want to generate a portfolio for a software developer. Bear with me. Let's say with the generic portfolio sections there, and the design will be colorful, especially with pink. Very important. So now we can see it's going to keep scrolling. Oh, that's all right. That's the first time it's requesting a React app. Let's just stop because I forgot a word. If we want to make it simple, we need to request it to be simple. Now it's going to create in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So you can see it's already writing the files. I just want to go over the response very quickly. So now if you've already used GenAI for coding, you're probably familiar with this. Basically, first, the AI is going to tell you, kind of like reformulate the request, tell you what it's going to do with it. So now it says that it's going to create a modern and responsive portfolio using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So it's going to set up the structure. So we can see here, as I said, it's creating the files. So the first file it created is the HTML file. So we can see the content is going to be here. The link with the styling is also here. And it really just created it very quickly. Now, you have the option to reject the file or to accept it. it already exists. So we can, without accepting it, we can run like the app. But just know you can always like review the files, and if you're not happy with it, you can reject it. If you are happy with it, then you can just go with it. So now, yeah, we can see this is what it worked on. So the HTML, the styling, focusing on pink tones, and now the JavaScript. So let's say you're clicking somewhere, you want it to bring you to the right spot. It even created a README file, so that's really perfect. So now at the end of the response is where it's going to tell you like, oh, I did this and that, with what features it did, what it's added, and what each file does. It also is telling you how to open it. So now, since this is just an HTML file, we can just open it in our web browser. So let me just get this. It's pink. There you go. That's our first portfolio. And that took us just a few minutes. And we didn't do anything. We just wrote like 3 lines of prompt. So now let's just go through it real quick. So it's cute. Let's be honest. It's very cute. So yeah, you can see that like you're already presenting yourself. So yeah, there are ways that you can customize your own code. It's probably, if you need help with it, you just ask Cursor. It's going to tell you where you can customize it. So yeah, we have our job title, and I create beautiful and functional web applications. That's great. Also, we have buttons. I don't want to use them just yet. I just want to scroll and see. Actually, let me zoom in a bit. And zooming in, you can see how responsive it is actually. Like the navbar is doing great. The text is still there, it looks good. So yeah, we have our About Me section, just a little description of our person that is a software developer, what they like to do, also some projects, responsive. So we have our setup for 3 projects. So yeah, if you're building this and you want to customize it, you can just change the titles, the description, put an image there. It even put you a button to go to your source code. Well, now it's not going anywhere, obviously. And even if you want to show a demo of it, and the buttons, there's a little bit of an animation there. That's great. Now, our skills, they're also like very well organized. And finally, a little form, not a form, but more like your coordinates here so that you can link your GitHub, your email address, and even your LinkedIn. So that's like easy mode. That's HTML, CSS, JavaScript. You could use this. You don't, yeah, it's all working. Now it's just a matter of customizing it on what you need and what you want to show. So that is part 1 of the demo. Part 2, we're going to see, if I can open a new window, and I'll have to zoom in again. Yeah. We're going to build our portfolio with Next.js this time. Now, it's going to be a little bit different. I'll tell you why. So when I was preparing for this talk, I tried making it so I would just tell Cursor to build the app, kind of like when I messed up my first prompt, to be honest, so that it would create by itself the Next.js app. Now, AI is great, but AI is not perfect. And why I'm saying this is because when I was trying for it, it would get confused with dependencies, depending on the modules you were using. And with Next.js, the module that was being, well, a little bit annoying, if we're being honest, was Tailwind CSS, which we don't really need to make it functional, but it's just something that the AI did not take into account. And whenever you would try to fix this error, it would just create the circle of, oh, I asked the AI to fix my error. It's going to fix it by creating another error. So we're just going to bypass Tailwind CSS for today, which is why I want us to create ourselves the structure of the app. So for this, you just need to have Node.js downloaded on your computer and to run the command npx space create next app and enter your name for it. So for us, it's going to be portfolio, keeping it simple. So yeah, now it's going to ask you questions on how we want to set up the app. So we want to use TypeScript. We want to use ESLint for proper code. This is where we're going to say no. By default, it's saying yes, but yesterday it said no. So we're not using Tailwind CSS today, unfortunately. And the rest, we're just going to say yes by default. I mean, whatever the answer is by default. Sometimes it's no. So now you can see that it's installing the dependencies that we need, and that actually the folder portfolio is already created. Now it's not complete just yet. Let me close this. But yeah, we have our source folder with our CSS file there, our page and layout also, as well as like some configuration stuff that we won't need to touch really. So now we can see in the terminal that we successfully created our app that's called Portfolio, so that's great. Now that this is done, this is where we're going to be going to like the AI, to Cursor, to tell it that we've built the app structure, help us build the portfolio. So this is actually, I will probably drop the mic for this. Yep, looks good. So build a Next.js app. Generate a portfolio for software developer with the generic portfolio sections and the design will be colorful, especially with pink. So yeah, the prompt, I did specify that we've already built the project so that it knows that we have some files already here. And I said that we wanted a portfolio for a software developer, we want it to be colorful, we want it to be pink. So now the difference with before is that, as you can see, we have those lines. Let me check what we have in the project. So it's already looking into your workspace to see what files are there so that you can build upon those. So we can see that it's already also like summarizing what it's going to do, and that it's modifying some of the files. So we saw the configuration, the package.json file, that it's already adding some dependencies in it. It's adding Tailwind CSS. That's probably going to be an issue. We'll check that later. Yep, it's definitely adding Tailwind CSS. OK. Yeah, it did not look at it perfectly. So you know what? That's actually great. You're going to see the error that I've been struggling with for the past few weeks. So other than that, it's modifying the layout and the page, the TypeScript files. So yeah, now you see this is where it's asking you for your approval, basically, to run the commands. Now, just a little FYI, you can ask it to auto-run every time. I would recommend not to. It's better to verify the command that anything is asking you to run on your computer. You don't want to delete anything or make anything break, for that matter. So just read everything and be sure that you understand what the command is. So now the command is just going into our portfolio folder, because in our terminal, we're not there yet, and install our dependencies with Node.js. So we can pop out the terminal. Yep. So you can see here that it's running the command and it's installing all the dependencies. Now it added more things after that. So yeah, it summarized what it did. We're just going to go through this. It's going to tell you how to customize your portfolio. Now this is the fun part. This is where we're going to see the error. So this also you can run. I'm just going to write it down to avoid any mistakes. So we're just going to do our npm run dev. Wait for it to start. Just click there. Oh, never mind, it works. Hey, they say get prepared for errors, but they never tell you this. So yeah, and you can see that it looks very different from the HTML one we did earlier. It looks, okay, so it looks better on my screen, I promise you guys. But yeah, there's a bit of like a fade in colors in the background. I don't know if you can really see, but we can see like the arrow pointing down, presenting yourself. We're a software developer and problem solver now. We got upgraded. So if we go down, we can have more info. So our about me is still here. Our skills are still there. So yeah, and it's very beautiful, actually. Our projects. So you can see that like in two different ways, Cursor created two different apps that are for the same function, but they also do different like designs and just different content. Our experience, where we worked, we can all customize that later, and then get in touch. I want to check. So yeah, that is actually the only button we have here. So I just want to see. Oh, I will not click. Actually, I can click. Yeah. Yeah. So our links are already, our buttons are already working great. So yeah, you guys brought me luck. It never worked at home. But yeah, well, okay, now I think that's it for our demo. I was expecting, but it's working, so that's great. But yeah, so now you can see like how you can create different kinds of app, different kinds of project with Cursor, but also like any kind of AI tool, really, to be honest. So now if we go back to our slides. All right, so we're done with our demo. Let's go over our key takeaways now. Should you use AI code editors? Now, you've seen it work perfectly. It doesn't always, as I've told you. So we have many pros and cons to take into account as to whether or not you should use code editors for your projects. Now, obviously, as you saw, it's all going very fast. You enter a description, and it's just generating code and making it functional. So if you're a developer, it's going to mean that you're going to be a lot more productive with your projects. Also, it means that if you're not as familiar with different languages, as for example, I'm not the greatest at React or even JavaScript as a whole, I can use this to generate code and just use it as like a practical, like a use case of, oh, I've been reading this online, I've been learning about this. This is how it looks when it's put into practice. And also, like, obviously, this is a portfolio. This is a one-page thing. So it works great for smaller projects. It's very fast. It's very efficient. You can have something that you could deploy in, well, 30 minutes, actually. The cons are that now, if you're going for larger projects, if you have many pages, if you have many dependencies, databases, I know I said the workspace understanding is great. It's still AI. It needs to be checked over. It's going to get confused. Like it got confused with the dependencies when I tried it, it will get confused with whether you have too many files or whether you have many different inputs into your app. So that's why it's important that when you use tools like Cursor, and I feel like especially if you're a developer and you're familiar with how coding works, it's very important for you to review the code. Because like I said, AI is great, but it's not perfect. We're still working on making it more accurate, but for now, we still need to double check what the results are so that we're sure that we're not either having something that's not functional or just including errors into our projects, which is why yeah, you kind of need to know a little of coding, how like the gist of it works so that you're able to spot those errors that could happen and be able to correct them or tell the AI, hey, this is wrong, this and this and this, please give me a way to correct it. So this is what you should be careful of when you're using AI code editors. So for now, our session, so we learned what Cursor was, and we've been able to use it to build not one, but two portfolios with different, let's say, level of difficulties. But we've also seen what to be careful of when using it, and also how AI code editors can be great. And with that, I thank you for listening and participating. Thank you so much. So feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn if you have any questions or if you need just anything. If you just want to chat, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. And yeah, I do want to say a special thank you. This is my first talk ever at a conference, and I'm so happy that you guys joined. And yeah, thank you so much.